10 ways to find investment properties. I am your instructor, Kimberly LaDoris. I am a broker in charge of a brokerage, and I'm also a licensed instructor for the state of South Carolina and the state of Georgia. So I would love to connect with you on social media. These are my handles. Please do go follow me, ask me questions. I'm better at asking questions on Instagram. That's where I'm personally at, is on Instagram. We post on the other ones, but our handles are there for you to follow us. So if you've taken it in my other courses, this is my favorite quote as it relates to real estate. 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. And that's by Andrew Carnegie. Again, that is 90% of all ALL millionaires become millionaires through owning real estate. Okay, so we are discussing the 10 ways to find investment properties. If you really want the best deal in investment properties, you have to increase your odds by finding more deals. In a scenario, if you had an investor that was looking to buy properties, would they find more properties by thumbing through the MLS and calling all the listings in there, or the one that uses more resources? Which one would it be? So you have to think about it. You can find more deals whichever way works for you, MLS listings or buy more resources. So step one is talking. You have to let people know what you do. This was the hardest thing for me as an introvert. I'm an introvert that can be an outrovert when I have to be. But you have to let people know what you do. You have to become the top of mind. When someone thinks about selling their house, or auntie died and need to find out what we're going to do with her house, you have to be the first one that comes to mind. Let people know that you are looking, and sometimes those properties will come to you, but more often they'll come to you with talking. There are a lot of owners out here, and they want to sell their house. They just haven't yet listed their properties. Step two, use the internet. Go do a search on the search engine and enter your real estate that you're looking for, plus the city that you want to invest in. And there'll be all kinds of things that come up. You never ever know what you might find, but get in the habit, become habitual with turning your computer on and doing a quick search in Google and see what comes up for foreclosures in New York City, or foreclosures in whatever city you're in. Okay. You don't have to do foreclosure, vacant homes, homes for sale by owner, rent to own. I mean, just get in the habit. Once you've decided on your market that you're going to choose, get in the habit of going to the search engines and looking those up. My favorite is drive around looking. It gives me two folds. You can look for all different kinds of properties, but remember that owners don't want to pay. They don't want to pay realtors to sell their homes, and they don't want to pay fees and all the extra stuff. So if they can find someone that would buy their home directly from them, they would 10 times much rather do that than to go around paying people to sell their home. So you want to look for FSBO signs, FSBO. That means for sale by owner signs. When you're driving around, you want to look for these signs, take those numbers down, or if you're ready, stop, ask the owner, how much are you looking to sell your house for? What terms are you looking for? You never ever know what people's motives are and what their intentions are when they are selling their home. And then look for distressed properties. Those are properties that show signs of needing help. Find abandoned properties. This is my absolute favorite one. These are pretty clear signs that the owner doesn't want to deal with the property. He might sell the house for cheap. So vacant properties, abandoned properties, those are clear signs. Something is going on. There is an owner involved. Someone owns every piece of property in the world. If it's not owned by somebody, it's owned by some entity. It is owned. So there is an owner for the property. Find old for rent ads. Call if they are a few weeks old. Landlords are often ready to sell once their house hasn't rented. Especially if they haven't rented anything out yet, they may be more eager to sell. Talk to bankers. These are some people you want to get on your list. You might get a foreclosed on investment property cheaper if you buy it before they list it with a real estate agent. So if you know bankers or people that work in the REO industry, that's real estate owned, and that is usually by bankers, real estate owned, REO industry, you may be able to find foreclosed properties much easier. There are tons of other resources, and we'll talk about those in other videos that will help you find those properties as well. Offer someone a finder's fee. This is a good idea. I actually don't use this tactic, but I think it's a very good idea if you can get people that are committed to doing it. But if you don't have to ride around and you can hire someone else to ride around and collect addresses for you, or there are people that are always seem to hear about good deals, have them come to you and bring you the properties. If they're able to find a property in their area, mailman is probably a good one. Maybe for every listing that you get a contract on, you could pay them something, you know. Those would be what we call bird dogs. So you can offer someone a finder's fee to bring you some good deals. Eviction notices. This is a huge one. If your local paper publishes eviction notices, or if you can get this information from the courthouse, it can be really, really useful to you. Landlords just went through the process of evicting tenants is more likely to sell it than to go and try and rent it again. So that's a good one. You have old FSBO ads. So old for sale by owner ads. If you call on a 2-month-old for sale by owner ad and they haven't sold yet, they may be ready to make a deal. Owners often give up on that effort of selling on their own. That is a high percentage, like 87%. It's in the 80s. Let me say that because I don't want to quote exactly, but it's in the 80s that owners give up on the for sale by owners and they just take their sign down. Like, I will just stay here. But they're not trained to sell their properties. There is a way to sell properties, but they still want their house sold. So you're able to help them out that way as well. Be ready to deal. And then you can put an ad in the paper. Looking for investment properties to buy might be sufficient enough to generate you enough few calls to get you some traction going. If you're looking for properties, you're looking for owners that are willing to make deals on properties, this would be a good one to get owners to do. So for your homework for this class, we want you to decide on 2 ways that you're going to commit to for 6 months to concentrate on finding properties to purchase. So I need you to commit to 2 of these ways that you're going to commit to for 6 months to find properties to purchase. Once you've chosen your 6 ways, I want you to email me those 2 ways. Once you've chosen your 2 ways, I want you to email those to info@KimberlyLaDoris.com. Let me know what you decided so that I can get it and we can talk about it. I can follow up with you. When we do our accountability calls later on, you'll be able to be held accountable to those tasks. Okay? Any questions that you all have, you can also send those to me at the info@KimberlyLaDoris.com, and I will get those responded to you. Thank you guys for your time, and happy learning.